I'm going to have a look at this vintage kit here, which is the ESCI ERTL Mirage F1 with the AM39 Exocet missile in 1/72 scale. And we'll have a look here at the box. They always show us on the old ESCI kits the various markings and stuff we're getting, and so we get a rack. I believe this is Jordan, and I'm not sure what country this is. Like, it looks like France, but it has some kind of weird thing in the middle, so I'm not sure what country this is, but we'll see in a minute. And they always have the really beautiful box art, like of the Iraqi Mirage F1s that they had there. I think they used to use the Exocets against the Iranian shipping, and they were pretty successful in that role. So we get the nice one there, and on the side our information, the various countries here, and our kit number is going to be 9063. Again, more information, various languages. So we'll open it up and see what you get inside here. And we get some, looks like we're all molded in greenish color here. I'll get the instruction sheet out first. Move that up. And here's our decal sheet. Oh, okay, cool. So we get the Iraqi markings, which has a special marking on here, which is kind of interesting. And then I believe these are Jordanian markings. If somebody knows different, if it's not Jordan, then you can let me know in the comments. And then South African markings, which is really cool. I've never seen the South African flag as a like blue and with a thing in the middle of it like that. And so they're really nice too, and it has its unique, I guess, squadron marking on there. So decals look excellent. I'm not sure how usable these would be. I mean, if I was going to use them, I would definitely put like a film over top of the, like one of the Microset or Microsol products over top of these if I was going to use them, because they look like really nice options on here. So here's our old decals, and we'll have a look at our instruction sheet here. Gives us information on the aircraft. We got the pull-out poster style of instructions, and then it looks like we've got they're telling us to use Humbrol paints up here, and they just give us our basic, you know, matte blue and like satin coal black. Nothing nothing too special. And you can see our various build steps here. We'll just go along there and have a look. More pieces here. And then fitting the Exocet missile. And so here's our paint guide. They're not too bad to follow along. I always found these black and white ones like confusing, but they're not too bad. So that one must be our Iraqi one, and then this one must be the this one here must be the Jordanian. Yeah, okay, so it is. It's for Squadron Jordan, and it's in a different paint scheme altogether. And does it say? Okay, yeah, it did say Iraq. I just missed it because it was so small. So we got Iraq, and then 3rd Squadron, South Africa. Well, I wonder why it just says Iraq. They don't give us the squadron, but anyhow, that's our instruction sheet. We'll move it out of the way, and we'll have a look at the plastic and see what we get in here. So get really nice, like the panel lines on this thing are amazing, and they are, I believe they are, yeah, they're all scribed panel lines. They're not raised lines. You can see how excellent they are. They're like, this is one of the problems. I don't think it's in particular with older kits, because you still see it today, where I think the lines are a little bit heavy, like especially for 72nd scale. They're kind of heavy, but I mean they're all right. But but you can see they're just a tad heavy. And then all of our details in here. In our ejection seat, which isn't much. One of the drawbacks of ESCI kits has always been their injection seats are pretty crummy. So here's our Other piece there. And so it looks like the tail piece basically plugs into the back here, which is an okay way of doing it. I mean, it's not much to clean up the seam here. And then of course you're not going to clean up the seam there, so kind of helps us. And then this piece here too, the little aerial, it's nice it's molded on there and you don't have to add it later. Nothing much inside at all. So that's our basic fuselage, which actually looks really excellent. I can't say anything about the accuracy of the shape and things like that. Like I'm not going to get some sheet out here to compare it to make sure it's 100% perfectly accurate, because this is an old kit. I mean, it's at least 30 years old. It's probably closer to 40 years old. I'll put in the description what date the original release of this actually was. And here's our pylons, which look really good, and our engine. You can see some detail in there. Our landing gear and wheels. The landing gear actually looks pretty good. And our Exocet missile, which is the standout of this kit, which looks really cool. It isn't just like a straight tube. It's actually got the warhead as it's sort of recessed like that. That's really neat. So the missile does look really nice. And again, our landing gear looks alright. And then this is that little pod that goes like under the nose. I'm not sure what if it's a reconnaissance pod or actually what it is. We'll go to, we'll get the fuel tanks out here, and the fuel tanks look really good. You can see they have some attempt at like bracing on them. So they look alright. We'll have a look at the nose cone since it fell off. And it looks pretty good. I mean, what can you say about it? It seems to be the right shape because they have that real pointy nose on them. And our last sprue here with our wings and tail planes. Excellent, excellent detail for those, for their day. In a 1/72nd scale, I don't think you're going to rivet it or anything. You can see here these, I think those are like dive brakes or something like that on there. You can see the amount of detail in them. It's really good. There's a tad of a sink mark here, unfortunately. Yeah, you can feel it, so you might have to deal with that. But actually, I kind of like when you see stuff like this. Like, I believe this is supposed to be like this, but when you see kind of they're warped like that, because it makes the skin of the aircraft look like it's stressed, which is neat. And again, our cockpit, like, I mean, there's nothing to it. There never is on the ESCI kits because they want you to use their decal, which is just their way of doing their models. So everything looks good. And the inside of our intakes here, and I guess this would be what our wheels are actually going to stick to. You only got the one pylon under the wing, I guess. So that looks really decent. And here's our glasswork. The glasswork is pretty thick and it's a little foggy. I don't know if polishing this out would help it because I think it's just generally unclear. But I mean, it looks pretty good considering. I mean, if you're a guy who can do vacuum form canopies on your kits, I would definitely recommend it. But like it has the shape anyways. You can see the distinct shape here. It looks alright. And I guess we don't have like a gun sight. The HUD or anything is not in there. So that's kind of interesting. But looks like a nice kit. I recommend these older kits. I give them a second look, and some of them, like some of the ESCI ones, are not that great, but this looks like a winner from them anyways. So this is the ESCI 1/72nd scale Mirage F1 with the AM39 Exocet, and thank you for watching.